welcome learners to Form 2 Mathematics, and I want us to look at what we call the frequency polygon. How do you draw a frequency polygon, learner? So let us look at this table. You have age in years and you have frequency, or the number of people. So you have 5 to 9, there were 5 people. 10 to 14 years, there were 13, 15 to 19, there were 28, 20 to 24 years, there were 10, and 25 to 29, there were 17. So we are now told to draw a frequency polygon for the data above, learner. How do we draw a frequency polygon? How do we draw it? To draw a frequency polygon, learner, frequency polygon, you plot what? You plot a frequency, you have to have this in mind, against midpoints of the classes. Master that, learner. You plot frequency against midpoints of the classes. So with this, you go to your table. We go to our table here. We fix the midpoints. I can fix them here. Midpoints. So what is the midpoint of the first class, learner? You add these two, you get 14, and then you divide by 2. You get 14 divided by 2 is 7, learner. 7. You come to this class. This plus this, learner, gives you 24 divided by 2, 12. This plus this gives you 34 divided by 2, 17. Look at that, learner. 20 and 24 gives you 44 divided by 2 gives you 22. And finally, 25 to 29, 25 plus 29 gives you 54, divided by 2 you get 27. These are our midpoints, learner. So we just need now to draw some axes, and then we plot our frequency against the midpoints. Frequency, learner, therefore here we'll go to the y-axis, and this other one goes to the x-axis. So with this, learner, after plotting these points, we finally need to connect our frequency polygon, learner. Get this point? We need to connect or to join our frequency polygon to the x-axis, to the midpoints on the x-axis. How do we do that? We come and get the midpoint which comes before 7. Which is the midpoint that comes before 7? You first get the interval here. This minus this, 12 minus 7 is 5. Is 5. This minus this is 5. So there is a difference of 5. So 7 minus 5, learner, will give you 2. So the midpoint that you will put on the x-axis, where you will connect your frequency polygon, is 2. The frequency polygon should not be left hanging, learner. So you have to get the midpoint before 7 by saying 7 minus the difference, which is 5. 7 minus 5 gives you 2. The same case to this other end, learner, which is the midpoint which will be on the x-axis. We have seen that the difference between all these is 5. So 27 plus 5, you get 32. This is the midpoint which you fix on the x-axis, where you will join your frequency polygon, learner. And therefore, with that, learner, you plot. If you plot, you get something like this. Look at this. You have frequency on the y-axis, and you have the midpoints, learner, on the x-axis. Look at that. So you plot your frequency. Like now we have 5 against 7. 5 against 7. You come here, this is 5 against 7 on the x-axis. You trace it correctly. There you have the point. You take your 13 learner, look at this, 13 goes with 12. 13 frequency polygon, you trace it accurately, it's around there, and then it goes with 12 on the x-axis. You fix the point. So you fix all the points, learner. Frequency against midpoints. There we are, learner. So if you look at these points which have been joined, the frequency polygon is hanging, and these should be joined to the x-axis. On this side, where do we fix it? Where do we join it? Or what do we join it to? We join it to 2. Remember, we had fixed this to here. Remember that point, learner. The frequency, the midpoint before 7 is 2. So come and trace your 2, learner. Your 2 is around somewhere there, learner. It's around there. You come with your ruler and you join this point to the x-axis. To complete the frequency polygon, it has to be joined to the x-axis. You do the same on the other side, learner. This point has to be joined to the x-axis. To where? We talked of 32. Come and get your 32 here, learner. 32, you get it correctly. It should be somewhere here. Here we are. 32. So you come with your ruler, learner, and you join these to this point there, learner. And there we have the frequency polygon, the complete frequency polygon. So learner, go and practice on this. Frequency polygon is drawn by plotting frequency against the midpoints. So you get the midpoints, learner, and then you get the midpoint before this first midpoint and the midpoint after this last midpoint, so that you join your frequency polygon on the x-axis or to the x-axis. All the best, learner. Go and practice. God bless you.